Thank you so much for tuning in today. You're listening to The Daily, and I'm your host, Amy Carlin. Today, I've been thinking about how we often see and contribute to unkindness around us. I suggest that it's far too easy to dehumanize other people. When we're driving, for example, we often see other individuals as obstacles. Sometimes we call them maniacs who drive too fast and who care little for the safety of others around them. Other times, they drive too slowly and block our path, obstructing the natural flow of traffic and making us angry. But in either case, we are failing to see these other drivers as children of God, and we're certainly not loving them. Sometimes we irrationally think that these individuals are behaving as they do out of spite, and sometimes we are behaving out of spite. Just the other day, a woman wouldn't let me merge when my lane collapsed due to construction, even though my car was ahead of hers. She deliberately chose to tailgate the car ahead of her so I couldn't get in. I had to stop, wait for her to pass, and then merge behind. I was pretty frustrated about the situation. But I think that neither of us were quite seeing the other as having valid feelings and having inherent divine worth. I saw her as rude and unkind, and I'm sure she saw me as an obstacle, something to get around and ahead of. Perhaps she thought I was trying to force myself ahead of everyone else. We were both placing our own rush, our own hurry, our own need to be somewhere ahead of loving our neighbor. I realized how silly I was being when I merged behind her. There was tons of space there. When I turned off the road several blocks later, we were still right next to each other. Merging ahead or behind made absolutely no difference whatsoever in how quickly I got where I was going. In The Weight of Glory, C.S. Lewis said, "It is a serious thing to live in a society of possible gods and goddesses, to remember that the dullest, most uninteresting person you can talk to may one day be a creature which, if you saw it now, you would be strongly tempted to worship. There are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. But it is immortals whom we joke with, work with, marry, snub, and exploit." I would like you to join me in challenging yourself to remember the divine heritage of those around us. Let's remember that their worth and potential are infinite, just like ours, and they are children of divinity. Thank you again for listening today. The Daily is brought to you by The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.